Hello stamping friends, it's Michelle Pepper here. Today in this video I wanted to show you how I made an alternate project with the June Paper Pumpkin box, the Bites and Blooms one. In particular it's this card here. So taking the supplies, it tells you what supplies you need for that card number 2. And so this is the card that you get, that you make if you follow the instructions. And I have basically turned that into a fun fold. So it's a slider pull-up card, and it comes up with those messages, plus then your bike is standing up. So it's a bit hard to see on that angle, but basically it's like its own easel card, which I thought worked really well with this card, with these, with this image. Okay, so you just basically push it down, pull it up, push it down. So it is a little bit oversized, okay, so it won't fit in the envelope. So you'll have to customize the envelope, or yeah, it might be a hand-gifted card, this one. All right, so let's show you what I did with the supplies. So I've got all the supplies here. So I won't be needing the envelope. We'll use the envelope for something else. We've got this, in particular we need this, and we also need this. Mine is just going to be, like, you can just use that as well, but I have just filled mine out with little flowers from the Scalloped Blooms bundle. So, and the words are from Scalloped Blooms as well. So I really like that bundle. So, yeah, so now, so first step, right, I'm actually using this card base, right? So you can see, right, I'm just going to move things around a bit. And I am using my ruler as well, and I need a pencil. Let's do it. So what I've done is I wanted to use, see that mechanism, see when you're pulling it, so that requires that bending, so that fold there, so I'm using that. Okay, so so what I did was I actually placed this kind of, wait, don't need that part. I'm going to show you this. Okay, so if that was going to be my, that was my gauge. I kind of go like eyeballing, this is where I want it to be. Actually, it's down a little bit, so it's kind of where, just after the lip here, so around there. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that, I think. Did I have it down a little bit? What did I do there? Anyway, something like that. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And then what I want to, okay, just want to make sure it's straight. So I'm just kind of making a mark here. Okay, and I can erase that out. And then I did, I work in centimeters for this one, but yeah, I kind of interchange a little bit with my measurements. 1.5 centimeter. So if you, right about 1.5, I don't know, kind of just guessing, making a guess. It's just a ballpark. Okay, and then also the top is around about here, maybe. Just very light. Okay, it's no big measurements. And then, so I kind of have that measurements, and then I want, oh, wait, wait a minute. Oh yeah, that's 1.5. And then I want the border to be another 1.5. So, show you. This is going to be hard to explain in a step-by-step instruction. So it's easier just to do a video for you. And then I wanted a border of another 1.5. So it's about, wait a minute. So I'm kind of using eyeballing. Rely a lot on eyeballing, so sometimes it's not very straight. Maybe it can be down a little bit. So where's my handy dandy eraser? Something like that. All right. So that's just kind of like where I want it. I've marked it. And I have marked the top here as well. So, and about here. that looks completely off. All right, well, actually, you know what, we have our grid here, so we can use the grid as a gauge. So like right about there and there. There you go. That's handy, isn't it, having the grid? Okay, so this is the glass mat here. All right, so that's kind of where I want my cut, okay, up to that line. And then I did another 3 centimeters, so I'm kind of doubling it. So that was 1.5 measurements. 1.5 centimeter is about, it's about there. I was gonna say it's about a 1/2 inch. So you can do 1/2 inch if you want. And what is I gonna do here? Okay, I was gonna measure it 3 centimeter. So let's just do 3 centimeter. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna use that. Just gonna use my grid again. So, whoops, wrong way. So if I have round about here, okay, this mark. So I want to go this mark. Hope that kind of makes sense. All right, so then I'm going to cut that off and cut that off. That's how I'm going to do this. Trim that off and trim that off. And hopefully I haven't made a mistake, because that is the last, it's the last thing that I have. Cut that off. I haven't got any refill kit. Well, I can buy them, but yeah, not for the purpose of this video. Okay. So I have cut that. So now I have these 2 pieces, which obviously I can use for another project. So nothing goes to waste. Put that aside. And I have this little piece here. Okay, that will be the front piece. All right. All right. So with this card, we have a border of 1.5 centimeter down there. So I wanted a border of 1.5 centimeter on either side as well. So then I've just made a mark, just done 1.5 and then about 1.5, and then turn it over and do 1.5 here as well. Just kind of make a mark there. Okay. I mean, it's pretty forgiving. So, and yeah, you can make it as, try and be precise, but don't stress too much if it is not. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so then I will measure this in about 1.5 centimeter. 1.5 centimeter. So, and I am going to cut from there all the way to the top, and I'm using my I don't know if you know the Stampin' Up trimmer, you know there are notches on the side here as well, which is handy dandy. So then I just kind of line that notch up to there, and that's far as I want it to go. And then do the same here, so measure again 1.5. Yep. So just making sure it's 1.5. Yep. And then line up the notch on the side to my line that I've made, and then I'm going to cut it all the way to the, if in doubt, do a bit less. Okay, so I've got those 2 notches, and then I want this to be cut as well, so it's 1.5 centimeter. Okay, so then it's just those 2 cuts, those 2 border. So there, so now I've got this, and it didn't cut all the way. I will bring in the scissors now to just kind of snip where I need to. And yep, just a little notch, and there you go. So I've got that. Okay, so with this one here, it's 3 centimeters double. So I'm just going to use my score line, my score tool, to kind of make that scoring mark, and the same as here. So if I do 3 again, nope, it's not 3, 1.5. Sorry, 1.5 for the bottom. Oh, sorry, it is 3 because I want a score line on this. Okay, 3, and right, hope that kind of makes sense. So here and there, and that's pretty much the mechanism that you want to do. Okay, it just goes up and down like this. All right, so I've got that. Now I can go ahead and erase all those marks out. So I have erased all the pencil marks, and now I'm taking a circle punch that I have handy. Any circle punch will probably do. This one here is 1.5, but I've used a bigger one, it doesn't really matter. And I am going to eyeball it in the center-ish. So if you really want to, you can measure it, but I am just going to go for it. Okay, so just kind of, and I can see that it's not very centered at all, but well, I can make this slightly bigger. Okay, just to kind of maybe, but you get the gist. Okay, so we're going to do that. So it's not quite in the center, but forgive me. So here I have a piece of basic white cardstock, which is pretty much the same size as the card front. And yeah, if you wanted to, just maybe cut it slightly smaller right around. So this is 14 by 15 centimeter, so that might be 13.8 by 14.8, so just a smidgen smaller. Okay, so that's the base, and what you want to do is when this flap is being pulled up, okay, so then it reveals the message here. So I want to stamp my message on here. So wishing you a day of relaxation. So I got this from Scallop Bloom stamp set, and I'm lining up with the bottom because I know that the bottom is kind of straight, and try to line it up with the bottom, and there you go. So there you go, so that we've got that. And then the other side to this, so this is going to be the base. All right, and then the other side to this is you've got another flap. Okay, this flap. All right, so this part is going to be glued onto the bottom of that. All right, and then it's the part, once it's glued on, you will pull it up. Okay, so why don't we just do it? Where's my piece of glue? So I'm going to glue. So I'm going to put some adhesive on here. And then that's going to go maybe like so. Okay. On here. Hopefully that's good. Okay. So then that's what's going to pull up. That's going to pull it up. All right, so you've got that. Okay, so then when that pulls up, then we're going to have a message here to say happy birthday. So let's just go and put that on the side. And where's my happy birthday? Right here. Now, do I want to go straight? More likely that I won't end up being straight. Just kind of pull everything together. Right, maybe something like that. Okay, and then I'll just put my happy birthday down here. Maybe a little bit higher. Okay, just try not to overthink it. And happy birthday. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. So then that's going to go on here. Like so, so that when it pulls up, you reveal messages on both sides. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. And you can replay this Alright, so then all that remains to do is decorate it, right? Or put this together. So what we want is, you can actually just glue, use adhesive, but I tend to like using, just to give it a bit of height, so I tend to like using our foam strips. So foam adhesive strip, okay, and oops, there's nothing in that one. Okay, so then what I want to do is just layer the strips. Basically these are just to give it height. Okay, so it's not like it's not essential that you cover it to you know, like edge to edge, because it's not like you have shaker. It's not like a shaker card, but we will do what we can. Oops. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Okay. And you can tear it off. And that's slightly shorter, so maybe I will aim to use a full one and cut it shorter. So hopefully we're still in frame, in the video frame. And all the way there. Okay, let me put that aside. And then just to be very careful, I am going to just pull a little bit off. Maybe pull a little bit off. So not all of them. Just pull a little bit off. Don't know if you've seen this trick. And then, so I can kind of line it up. Actually, you know what? I kind of can't really see what I'm doing, but yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay, I'm just making sure that it's all lined up well. Okay, once I'm happy with that, then I can pull that off. And pull that off. And pull that off. Oops, a bit enthusiastic there. And there you go. Oh, that was me stamping it wrong, but I can put a little strip of DSB here to pretty it up. Alright, so, and that's how you get that little mechanism to pull up and go down. Pull up and go down. How's that? And so with this, we want to make a hole. Okay, I will use a foam and the little piercing tool. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I do a lot of eyeballing. Pull it up and just go all the way in there. So now I've got my hole and I can stick my ribbon in. Cool. So now I can pull this up easily and have it there. So that bike image is going to go right here. That one, not at the bottom, but that one, because that's going up. That's going to be the easel bit. Okay. So, and I did use dimensionals. So let's see if we can use some big ones. Got some big ones. Oh, not all the way. Silly me. Right, so you want to make sure that it's only up to here. Okay, sorry. Nearly gave you the wrong instruction there. Hopefully, that might have to move that. Not, oh, actually, yeah, I might have to move these. Okay, I'm just looking at the bike. Just looking at the bike, yeah, so I will put it at the bottom of the bike. That comes off. Let's see another one that comes off. That one. Yep. So everything is hidden. Righty-o, that's good. So now I can take that off. Take that off. So obviously you don't want it to be glued down to this part, because that, you know, then it's the easel part. So grab that. Whoa. Okay, and then lining it up. That's how we have it. All right. So now, for the purpose of this card, let's see if I can lift that up and then cut it. Okay, using my scissors, and I'm just gonna cut it along. And ta-da! So, got that wheel, I could probably use it. Okay, so that's how we do that fun fold mechanism. So hopefully that makes sense. Right, it's a bit hard to show how to do this. Ah, my fingers are so rough that it's catching with the ribbon. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And so basically all you need to do now is decorate that. What did I do? So as I said, I was using a lot of the scallop blooms. So it comes with this die that cuts out all these little leaves. And so I've just kind of made lots and lots of these flowers, okay, and just put them all on here to get that look. And then best wishes, just the tag, and then you can just put the embellishments on there. But there you go. That is how we made this fun fold slider pull-up card as an alternate project for one of the Bikes and Blooms Paper Pumpkin box cards. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope that helps, and have fun with your Paper Pumpkin box. Bye!